The MFA is uniquely qualified to treat this painting because we are the oldest conservation lab in the United States that treats Asian paintings, and specifically Japanese paintings. The painting is actually 6 feet wide and 10 feet tall. When you're dealing with an oversized scroll, the simplest tasks become magnified. We are partnering with the Smithsonian because for a piece of this size, having 2 extra hands or bodies with the freer helps us to work more as a unified whole in treating such an oversized piece. This hanging scroll hasn't been treated in over 100 years. So the first step in treatment is cleaning. First, the brushes are used, soft bristle brushes, just to remove any kind of dust sitting on the surface. The chamois cloth removes things that are a little bit more embedded or ingrained into the surface. After cleaning, the pigments themselves need to be consolidated. Consolidation is probably the most important step. This process strengthens the pigments as well as bringing together the paper and the pigment, binding it together so that it's not going to flake off or be abraded off. So next we disassemble the scroll. So remove the bottom rod, the top stave, all the hardware, even the tiny nails. Every single brad is saved. When we removed the bottom dowel, we made a huge discovery. What we discovered on the bottom dowel was an inscription that our predecessors or conservators wrote to us, and basically it said that this dowel was reused and is original to the painting, which was painted in 1713. The backing layers and the inscriptions were removed in a dry method. You're peeling apart the layers, and we actually use hera, which are bamboo spatulas, just to get between the layers and sort of work in between the layers in order to peel the layers off. So it does take a lot of skill and understanding of the process in order to do that.
Now that we're in the gallery, you'll see us working on the painting itself, removing the last of the old linings and replacing them. We use controlled amounts of water, we're using sprays and brushes to soften the paste, and tweezers to pick away at the fibers. These thin strips of paper are what we use to reinforce the creases and tears in the artwork after we've given it its primary linings, and before we give the painting and its decorative borders supplementary linings to balance it for thickness. We use 3 handmade Japanese papers for our work on a hanging scroll such as this. A thin sheer strong paper for the first lining of the painting and the border silks. Then a thicker soft paper which is used for the supplementary linings where we want to build up and adjust the thickness appropriately. And finally, a very tough, strong and durable paper, which is used for the final lining that covers the whole of the scroll. The combination of these papers works together to produce a scroll that has strength to hold the painting and its borders together, suppleness to be able to roll and unroll it successfully, and durability and strength so that it can be hung for an extended period of time. Then we'll stretch the painting and the border silks on drying boards so that they're flat, ready to be trimmed and joined together in hanging scroll format once more.
Once all the parts of the scroll have been treated, it's now time to assemble everything. And that, to me, is the most interesting and fabulous day for us. The painting literally grows before your eyes. The ichimonji, the top sections, are applied to the top and bottom of the scroll. A suji, a very small silk, is added. It's a very thin line, but then after that it's called the chuberry, which is another silk that is decorative and floral and sort of opens up the painting even further. And then there's another suji, that's another step, a very thin textile. And then lastly is the soberry, which is a very large motif patterned, in this case a bluish silk, that finishes off the hanging scroll. I really do encourage you all to come back because you'll never see anything like this again. It's really a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's a very auspicious occasion, and it's not only good karma for the conservators treating the piece, but it is also good karma for those who witness it.